fresh off the G5 jet. I'm on my way to a brand new kit.
Welcome back, eSIMstudios YouTube channel. We are live on this Saturday evening. Hope everybody had a good start to the holiday weekend. Got Monday off for, I guess, federal holiday for most people. And we will be working as usual. As seemingly, when you work for yourself, you never have a day off. My wife was like, "You're working again?" I'm like, "Yes, I'm working. We gotta we gotta make money." So yes, I'm working, and I consider this a job, a fun hobby. Plan for this to go live a little bit earlier today, but some stuff came up. You know how it goes. But I do appreciate everybody for joining me today. We are going to be doing a giveaway today, third day in a row. And you know what? It's a holiday weekend. We might as well continue the giveaways throughout the holiday weekend. So that will make it, today's 3 days in a row. We're going to do giveaway tomorrow. That's 4 days in a row. We're going to do giveaway on Monday. That's 5 days in a row. I don't think I've ever done that. I think we've done the most 2, maybe 3. So we're going to do giveaways all weekend. So make sure you subscribe to the channel so you do get notified when we do go live. You're not going to want to miss it. It'll probably be, I'm going to try to make it a little bit earlier tomorrow and Monday. Probably try to be a little bit earlier. I thought I was going to get the signature today. UPS, we had a storm storm roll through, and I think I got notified on UPS the package was late due to weather, so it was supposed to be here today. I guess I'll get the signature on Tuesday. No big deal. But I hope everybody that did get a lot of people got the Motorola Razr Fold. I'm excited for y'all. For those of y'all that did pre-order the device, I'm really excited. We're gonna get we're gonna get into foldables here shortly. These leaks come out. They're very strategic with how they leak their information. We have leaked info in a real live shot on the Samsung Galaxy Fold 8 Wide. So if you did not order the Motorola Razr Fold, or you might want to wait to see what else comes out, we'll have some information on the wide fold. I know it's probably maybe more appealing to some viewers and or users of foldables, especially people like myself that just can't get into the foldables. I don't know what it is, but that's why, 2 reasons why I'm getting the signature again. It's for one thing, I love the phone, right? And for the second thing is so I can be right there with y'all. For those of y'all that did order the Razr Fold, the signature is essentially the same hardware. It runs a similar build as far as the operating system that the Razr Fold runs. So when the Razr Fold gets an update, the signature will get an update. When the signature gets new features, the Razr Fold will get new features. So and remember, the signature and the Razr Fold are the only 2 Motorola phones that get updated monthly for 7 years. So I'll be right there with y'all. I thought it'd be a good excuse to get another signature, and plus I like the phone. So I'll be right there with y'all for those of y'all that did get the Razr Fold. But look, again, looks like a fantastic device, so I know a lot of y'all will be happy with it. It appears that Motorola has increased the trade-in values. I got a notification from a couple people, subscribers, messages saying, "Hey, did you see the trade-in deals?" And I was like, yeah, I did a video or 2 on that. And they said, well, they've gotten even better. So apparently Motorola, I think there's more demand for the Razr Fold than they even anticipated. And I think they wanted to sweeten the deal even more and increase those trade-in values for those of y'all that do have phones that are considering it. It helps out a lot when the device is essentially $1,900, basically $2,000 after taxes. It sure does help to knock $1,000 right off the top. It eases the pain a little bit by making the payment, whether it be full out or on credit card or what have you. It makes it a little easier to make that purchase. So I want to give my hats off to Motorola. I think they're on a roll again. I think they have something special here. I just wish they would introduce the freaking signature to the U.S. market. But I think they will next year. I think I have no insider information. I don't know. I've reached out to Motorola. I've reached out to OnePlus. I've reached out to Oppo, to BBK, to Samsung, to Google. I want to get people that are in the industry. I want to get them on the channel so I can interview them, right? Maybe in the future they will at least respond to my emails. I even DM'd them. I've even found like the marketing manager for Motorola Mobility for the United States. I even found out who that person was, dug through the internet to find their social media accounts and DM them. Nothing. They ghosted me. It's all good. I think the pre-orders of this Razr Fold shocked them. And look, the key is updates. The key, of course, you got to bring the hardware, right? And they did that. But the ultimate key is updates. You can have the very best hardware in the world. You can have the absolute best spec phone in the history of phones. But if you don't update it, nobody's going to buy it. That's the key, is the updates. I think they finally figured this out. I don't know what took them so long. But I think they will. At least I hope they do. I think they will. If I had to bet, I would bet yes, that they will introduce whatever the signature is, 0.2 or 2.0 or signature 2 or whatever the hell they call it. I think they will introduce it to the US market, especially since OnePlus is not going to be coming back, especially since our options are so limited. Tons of people would buy it. I guarantee you tons of people would buy it. So we'll see. Now, before we get started, I want to let you know we're sponsored by Lyca Mobile. Lyca Mobile, they got really good plans at really inexpensive prices. You can get 18 gigs of data, high-speed 5G data per month, 10 gigs of high-speed hotspot data per month, unlimited talk, unlimited text, over 100 countries across the globe for only $7.50 per month. They also have an unlimited plan. If you want to go unlimited everything, $18 per month. Link down below in the description box. And IMEI Certified and IMEIcertified.com. They convert and clean any lost and or stolen device, whether it's a phone, a tablet, a smartwatch, a hotspot. If it has been reported lost or stolen, IMEI Certified will clean and convert that lost and stolen status back to clean and clear so you can use it again. Not only that, they're going to send you a certificate of authenticity certifying that IMEI. Yes, they'll physically mail you after they get done cleaning your IMEI. They'll physically mail you a certificate letting you know it is officially clean on the GSMA database. So I want to thank IMEI Certified and IMEIcertified.com. Link down below in the description. How is everybody doing today on this Saturday? Everybody good? I know I got this comment mad early. Yeah, we're going to talk about the iPhone 20. So we actually have visuals now of what this is going to look like and a tweak to it that whoever put this graphic together, I think you're going to be surprised at the iPhone 20 because it gives us a good visual, but I do want to correct whoever made this graphic. I don't know if they had AI do it or if somebody did. Oh, I see. Another YouTube channel, FPT. They handle, or they basically essentially cover everything Apple. It's like the opposite of this channel. I cover everything except Apple. Well, you know, I'm not a big Apple person, but they do the opposite. In fact, I don't think they even mention anything Android. So I'll give Apple a little bit of credit whenever they deserve it, but I love to troll Apple. What's going on, Bradley? Appreciate you stopping by today. Yes, good evening. Hopefully all is well with you. Yes, it is. Thank you. And good evening to all in the chat. Thank you very much for stopping by. And good luck. If you just joined us, we're going to run a giveaway here shortly. Once we get through these couple stores, we'll do a giveaway and get out of here in due time. You do? You hate curved displays? I originally hated them. See, man. It's interesting because I like both, and I know that's maybe a cop out, but I originally did not like curved displays, and because I always used to false touch the screen, if that makes sense, or like touch an icon or an app or a link or something on the sides of the edges of the phone. Maybe they tweaked it in some updates, but early on I did not like them. I think they did tweak some non-touch issues or touch issues, however you want to put it. But actually, that's why I like having both. So the signature that we're getting on Tuesday, that's a quad nano curved display, meaning both sides are slightly curved and the top and the bottom are slightly curved, just like this upcoming iPhone 20 we're about to look at. I actually like the way it looks, and as I mentioned, I think they tweaked something because as of lately, I haven't really been having any mistouches, right? It's like the OnePlus 13, a classic phone that had curved displays, but I do like the all flat displays because you can put a glass screen protector on there. I did try and put a glass screen protector on a curved display. It's an absolute nightmare. It's an absolute headache. It looks horrible. It looks hideous. I just rock it with no screen protector on the curved displays. Or I take that back. Sometimes I'll just go completely naked on that display, or I'll put one of the films on there. But I can use either one. That's why I like having either one. But yeah, I get it. Sometimes you do make, you select stuff on the screen. You're not really trying to select. Good evening to you. What's going on? An iPhone 20 would be interesting. I only have an iPhone 11. Well, you might want to upgrade when that comes around. We're going to take a look and see how's your iPhone 11 battery life. Have you changed the battery yet? Because I think if we're on iPhone 17, so that's six years on one battery. Maybe you have changed it, but I think that's maybe getting down towards the end of life for a typical lithium ion battery. You can go up to about 6 years, but typically on average they go out, or you're recommended to change or replace the battery around 4 to 5 years. That's like when these companies like Motorola, well, of course they have silicon carbon batteries, which can last longer and hold more charges. They're more dense. They can last longer than the OG lithium ion batteries. Those typically need to be changed out every 4 to 5 years, as I mentioned. But it's interesting that companies like Samsung that still put lithium ion batteries in their phones have like a 7-year update schedule. I'm like, well, it's interesting you're going to update it 7 years, but you don't have here's the thing, if Samsung and companies that produce cell phones with lithium ion batteries that have a 7-year update schedule, they need to give us one free battery change in that 7 years. I really believe that. That's never talked about, but you're gonna have to replace the battery on a lithium ion device within that 7 years. Like you're gonna have to, because the battery is going to be shot after right around 5 or 6 years, probably about 6 years. With the silicon carbon batteries, they could probably go 7 years, right? So I doubt they're going to do that, because here in the next few years, everybody's going to be transitioning to silicon carbon batteries. So I guess if they haven't offered a free battery change already, probably not going to. But it would be nice. I mean, I think to change a battery, I've had to do that once or pay somebody to change a battery. I think it was like 119 or $109, something like that, just over $100. But yeah, well, silicon. Trust me, if you've never used a silicon carbon battery, I know a lot of y'all are just getting your feet wet with that new Motorola Razr Fold that has a silicon carbon battery. You're going to be impressed. Charges mad fast. Battery life is insane. So it's time to move on into the silicon carbon world, right? If you're looking for a reliable editor for consistent content, I'd love to discuss your requirements. Just shoot me an email. That's something that I might potentially be interested in, right? Again, I'm not trying to make movies over here. And look, I know my niche, and that's kind of why I go live a lot, is because nobody in the tech space in YouTube goes live. So I found a little niche that a lot of other YouTube channels don't do. Now, if I tried to make movies and stuff like some of the other YouTube channels, I'd probably just fall into the, with everybody else. Now, I'm not saying I'm never going to do that. I might do that. But yeah, my editing is pretty limited. I'll do stuff here and there. But if I focused on YouTube full time, which I anticipate I want to do this year, I might need your assistance. So yeah, just shoot me an email. That might be a possibility. Really, I was thinking of the opposite. They didn't get as many pre-orders. It really increased trading values. Well, you could be correct, right? You could be correct. That might, I guess that would make more sense than my thinking, right? It's probably why they increased the trade-in values to try to entice more people to pull the trigger. Like me, I was on there just seeing what devices you could get trading it in, and I got close. I just can't do foldables. But if one ever looked nice to give it a try, a real try, that would have been it. You're probably right now that I think about it. It probably makes more sense. Please, sir, please. Since I was a child. Please, sir. Please, sir, I need your help. Interesting. Let me see if I can if I can say this. Ek mobile ke liye mare harre ho sub comment kar rahe ho. How did I do? Close? You know what I like doing? So sometimes I'll upload. We'll get into the news and do the giveaway here shortly. I like to upload content to my Instagram account, and then they automatically do they automatically do the translations. And I like to go back to the content that I uploaded a few hours after I upload it, and then go through all the different languages that they translate it to. I'll sit there for an hour and just watch the different languages. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. Because not only do they translate the English to Hindi or Urdu, they will also make it sound like my voice, and they will also move my lips and my mouth like I'm speaking their language. It's not like a dubbed version of an old karate movie with Bruce Lee where he's, you can see the voice and the lips don't sync up. Instagram's pretty good with translating, with making it look like I'm just talking in Hindu or Hindi. It's really insane. They do a really good job at it. Hello, how's it going? I have a question. Based on your personal experience, would you say that OnePlus is the best company that has signal strength and data speeds? It's typically not, to be honest with you, it typically does not depend on the company. It depends on the modem. So, I take that back. Well, it kind of depends on the company. It really depends on the modem. So, depending on where you live, here in the United States, I have T-Mobile. T-Mobile, I think AT&T just launched their 5G, their real, true 5G network but it's not as robust as T-Mobile's. T-Mobile has and they just launched it maybe 6 to 8 months ago, has the first true real 5G network. I know it was shocked to me when I read the information, because we've been seeing for years, oh, the best 5G, the best 5G speeds. It was really 4G on steroids. T-Mobile literally just launched the very first 5G network, real 5G network, about 6 to 8 months ago. It changed my life because I live in a dead spot. Now, I say that to say this: it depends on what modem you have in your phone. Now, they sync. The modem is packed in with like the CPU. The system on a chip handles that, but typically for me, the modem I've had the most success with, signal strength, data speeds, is the Qualcomm Snapdragon CPU. Now, they don't put them on every CPU. It's only on the flagship CPUs that they put their newest, fastest modem in there. It's the X85 modem, and it only goes back 3 years. So you're essentially going to have a flagship Qualcomm chip from this year, from last year, or the year before. So, no, I take that back. It was the last 2 years, because you have to have either an S25 or an S26 to get these speeds, or to get this network. Now, it depends on what modem you have. It depends on what bands that modem picks up, and it depends on the phone, like you were saying, where they place the antennas in the phone. So, like some of these phones, well, all of these phones have little antenna bands. You can see them. I'm not sure if you can pick it up on this black phone. See that little strip right there? Right, there you go. See that? They're strategically placed all around the phone. That's actually an antenna band that they cram into the frame of the phone. So that actually helps pick up signals. So OnePlus the OnePlus 15 has the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5. Even the OnePlus 15R has last year's Snapdragon 8 Elite. That will still pick up the very best signal, but it depends on where they put the antennas, because you can have the very best modem that picks up the most bands and the best frequencies that the towers put out, but it's also where they place the antennas on the phone. So the answer is kind of a yes and no. Well, it's not a no, but there could. So here's it, like, you really got to look at. So whenever I get a phone, that's besides price, that is one of the most important things to me, is signal strength, because I live in a dead spot. So when I go to buy a phone, I look at, okay, what CPU does it have in it? And then obviously I shouldn't say obviously, because I did use the Nothing Phone 4a Pro, but I had issues with that, so I sent it back. But like for this phone, or the OnePlus 15, I already know what CPU it has in it. But I go one step farther and then look at what bands it supports. So you can go to, typically I go to GSM Arena. They have a bunch of good information, what bands it picks up. So here's what I would do if I were you. If you're looking for a phone or a OnePlus 15, let's say, go to OnePlus 15, Google OnePlus 15 GSM Arena. In fact, I'll show you real quick, and then we'll move on. Let's see. Let me share my screen. Let's see here. Go here. And then, so we're at OnePlus 15. If you're looking at getting to this one, Google whatever phone you're looking into, and then hit GSM Arena after that. It'll take you here. And then go to... What the hell? Where did the... Oh, here we go. The expand button right here on the right. It'll expand all the bands. Now, this is specific to... You got to do your homework a little bit. This is very specific to what carrier you're using. For, in my case, T-Mobile. So you're going to want to go to Google and ask Google T-Mobile 5G bands, and it'll spit out 3 to 4, maybe 5 numbers, and you want to link it up to, because a lot of these phones as well have a China model and a global model, right? Or a USA model. You want to make sure you're not buying the China model unless you're in China. But if you're in Texas like I am, you want to make sure you're getting the USA model or global model, either one. And then you want to take those T-Mobile 5G bands, and you want to go over here where it says 5G, and you want to match that up and see how many bands match up with your carrier, or AT&T or Cricket or Metro PCS or whatever. You want to make sure you have at least, I would say, obviously the more the better, but at least 3 out of the 5. I think you'll be okay. I would 2. I would. That's pushing it. I've done 2, and it's a real finicky. Like, it's hit or miss. 3, the very least. If you only get 2, I would pass. Definitely, I wouldn't even do 1. 3, again, the more the better. I think this one has 2, 12, 41. That's 3, 71. That's 4. So this OnePlus 15 takes 4, I think all 4 or 4 out of the 5 T-Mobile bands. So, I mean, it's pretty good. Look, my experience with the OnePlus 15 is pretty good as far as signal strength. Really good. I think the best signal strength I've had on any phone, that's a good question. I'm going to come back and think about that, because I had to go through some of my videos, because I do network testing and stuff. It might be Samsung, honestly, but I'll get back to you on that, because that's a really good question. But hopefully I answered your question. From your personal experience, I noticed that signal strength is way stronger on OnePlus. Really? So you're the opposite. Again, it depends on where you're located. It depends on what carrier you have, right? There's a lot of variables that can dictate the final outcome, right? To what phone you're using, where you're located, what carrier you're using. So in some spots, T-Mobile might get a better signal than Verizon or AT&T. You know what I'm saying? So it all depends. But with my experience, I think my Samsung might be a little better, but OnePlus was certainly not bad. The phone that was really bad was the Nothing Phone 4A Pro. That thing was ridiculous on Wi-Fi and on network. So that's why I returned it. Plus, I didn't get Wi-Fi 7. So I'm like, what am I doing? But, having the same carrier in the same spot for coverage. Okay. Well, everybody's different, but I think OnePlus pretty close. I mean, if I say Samsung, it's beating it by a hair. I mean, it's relatively close. You don't hate curved displays. You don't really use a screen protector anyways. I think they make gestures a little easy. Yeah, it's true. You can get your thumb over just an extra centimeter. Makes a big difference. Yeah, I like them both. I mean, we were living with curved displays on every flagship. Do you remember that? For like 3 or 4 years, every phone had a curved display. And it was nice to kind of go back to flat displays. But now I kind of like curved. I mean, I like them for different reasons. Oh, okay. So I was correct. So it does go back the last 3 years. So Bradley's saying his S24 Ultra gets those new speeds. So it's currently the S26, S25, or S24. I should have gone with my first with my first recall in my brain. But yeah, okay, that's right. I guess Apple's going to curved top and bottom to some extent. Other than that, it's not all that innovative. I mean, curved screens were introduced a decade ago. Yeah, we're going to jump into it right now. X75 also works with T-Mobile's 3GPP release 18. Okay. X75, the modems that you need to look for if you're diving into this is the X75, X80, and X85. X85 is being their latest and greatest, which is in the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 and also the Snapdragon 8 Gen 5 as well. And then I think the S75 is in the S24 series, and then the X80 is in the S25 series. And then the OnePlus 15R would have the Snapdragon X80, which, again, as I mentioned earlier, will still pick up T-Mobile's new 5G network. How future-proof is the OnePlus 15R? I mean, it's relatively future-proof. Obviously not as future-proofed as the OnePlus 15, but I mean, it'll last you. I think the update schedule for the OnePlus 15R sounds about right. Let's find out. I think what do they update them? 3 years for software, 4 years for security. Let's find out. Yeah, okay. 4 years of Android updates, 6 years of security updates. I think you'll be good for the next 4 years. Now, if you want to go any longer than that, I don't remember off the top of my head if the 15R has Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth 6. I mean, it's pretty future-proof, I would think, at least for the next few years. I think the OnePlus 15, probably you could use that going into 6 years, honestly, because it just has, a little better upgraded specs that should last you a little longer. But I think the OnePlus 15R, if you can find one at a good price, is a phenomenal buy, right? Just depends on how much you get it for, but I think it would be a good phone to use moving into the future, at least for the next few years, for sure. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. If you're gonna buy a phone and you're planning on holding on to it, let's say for 6 years, I would definitely spend a little extra money and go with the OnePlus 15, because moving into year 4, year 5, probably gonna be wishing you had the flagship specs. That's when you really stretch the device to its limits. Once you get to year 4, 5, and 6, you're probably going to be wishing you had spent that extra $100 or $200. I know it seems like a lot now, but trust me, if you plan on holding on to it for as long as you can, you're going to want to get the flagship. You're definitely going to want to get the flagship for sure. And they're going to update them. Remember, OnePlus is stepping back in the US, but by law, they absolutely have to update them. And I think they will. So, okay, let's jump into this real quick. How long have I been on? 35 minutes. And then we'll jump into, we're going to breeze through this and then we'll do the giveaway. So check this out. So here's the iPhone 20, at least a good look, somewhat, of the iPhone 20. Now I got more visuals, but this will be a quad nano curved display. So it'll be flat on the top, slightly curved on either side, right and the left, and then slightly curved on the top and the bottom to make it a quad nano curved display. Now, the interesting thing about this is that it's not going to have any dynamic island, and the hole punch and or that dynamic island that houses that selfie camera, well, it's going to be under the display this time. So they're going to incorporate Face ID camera, that 3D camera, and the front-facing selfie camera. Because iPhone, they got two cameras up there in that dynamic island. That's why they have a dynamic island up there, is to house those two cameras. Well, technology at this point, look, Apple's been testing under display cameras. Every company has for the last few years. And we're right at the cusp of them putting them under. Some companies like Xiaomi have already done that, right? There's already companies of Red Magic, right? Have already started doing that. Now there's just a teeny tiny bit. They're at like 98 to 99% clarity when it comes to under display sensors. But here in the next 3 years, it'll be damn near close to 100%, and you won't be able to tell a difference. And that's exactly what Apple is planning to do for their 20th anniversary iPhone, special edition iPhone 20. This is a real thing. This is on their roadmap. I've been saying this for the last 2 years. And as we get closer, as time goes on, you start to hear a little bit more and a little bit more. Now, this is going to be introduced as they're going to market this. You're going to see this on all the commercials. The only thing that out of this graphic you see here, I'm not sure if you can tell on screen, there's a volume down, a volume up, and a power button. Well, from what I hear, Apple is trying to. Now, this is not set in stone. We know what is set in stone. That's the iPhone 20. What is set in stone, at least what they're anticipating and what they're shooting for, is this look. Quad curved nano display, all display, under display, front facing selfie camera, and Face ID camera. But what they're shooting for is a buttonless iPhone. A buttonless iPhone, meaning there's no buttons to push. Now, you will be able to increase the volume, decrease the volume, and hit the power. It's just going to be implemented right underneath the little mid frame right there. It's going to be a pressure sensing, essentially, space where it'll know you're trying to touch the volume down or the volume up or the power or the action button on the other side. They're trying to do an all buttonless iPhone. Would look pretty cool. I don't know how it's going to work out. I know they have been testing this. Now, if they want to take it one step further, which I know they're still trying to implement, although I don't think it's going to be on this one, but here very soon, they're going to do a buttonless iPhone and a no port iPhone, if that makes sense. Meaning the charging port will be gone and the speaker grill will be gone. And there will be no buttons. So what the hell? How do you charge it? Well, by wirelessly charging it, which seems like a pain in the ass to me because I hate wirelessly charging. Look, I got wireless chargers here, but I don't use them. I want to plug it in and get charged up as fast as possible, and this just takes too long. But iPhone, Apple, they're working on that. And look, okay, so it might not be a buttonless and portless iPhone, might not be on the iPhone 20 or potentially 21, but in 5-7 years, definitely 10 years, we'll be there, if not all the other phones as well. But Apple is looking into the future, an all-screen, buttonless, portless iPhone. Sounds pretty crazy, but they are working on it, and we will see it here in the next few years. Now, look at this. Samsung. So, do you remember that? Do you remember when we discussed that new Galaxy device? Not the ones coming out, not the 27 series, not the ones that are coming out in 10 months, but on the 28 series, the S28 series. So a year, almost 2 years from now, they're going to introduce that 3D display. Do y'all remember that? Where it's like a hologram display I was talking about. That'd be cool for some things, like watching a football game. Sports would be badass. The technology's there, and they're planning on producing it. But they're also planning on producing this rolling phone, this rolling display. They're going to start introducing some new models, kind of like Apple's doing with their new CEO. They're going to start taking some more chances on products. And Samsung, they love to copy Apple. So, of course, what can you expect from Samsung? Taking some chances, introducing some new models, right? Kind of, if Apple's going to do it, Samsung's got to do it. So Samsung is putting out this 3D display, and they're also going to introduce a new model that's going to be it's going to be like a regular phone when it's normally in use. And then essentially the display is going to roll out to the size of a Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7, right? I think this has been popular at CES for the last few years. I think everybody's seen that once in a while. Once in a blue moon, you'll see, this cool new tech where essentially the screen, the OLED display, when it's closed, it rolls up inside, but when it extends, it rolls out and just makes it a wide phone. So Samsung is actually there. This is their patent. Samsung has patented this technology. Of course, they're leaders in the display world. And here's an image of a patent that Samsung submitted, and I think they were awarded this patent, and that's why they're moving forward with this model. Now, again, it's going to be a couple of years, but looks pretty cool. So they're going to have a 3D display and a rollable display. Now, this is not going to be launched with the Galaxy S series. So this is not going to be launched with the S28 series. This is going to be launched with the foldables in July of 2028. So we'll have the S20. So from where we're at now, we have foldables in July, right? And then in January, we'll have the S27. And then following July, we'll have new foldables. This will be coming out with the S28. So I guess technically 2.5 years away, I think, right? Because we have the Fold 8, Fold 9. Yeah, so this will be coming out in the summer of 2028, I believe. Yeah, so pretty cool stuff from Samsung. So I just hope with the first product with everything, like with this stupid privacy shade thing, it's ridiculous, but hopefully when version 2 comes out, the privacy shade will get better. What I'm saying is, I hope the 3D display is not kind of a gimmick. I hope the rollable wide is not a gimmick, but it should be much improved on the second version. So we shall see. Now let's take a look at this. So we're starting to get more information on this new smaller S27 Pro. Remember, it's supposed to be the Ultra minus the S Pen. Well, we found out this week it's going to be actually a small phone. It's not necessarily going to be the Ultra just minus an S Pen, because the Ultra is 6.9-inch display. This new S27 Pro model is going to be a 6.47-inch display. So it's going to fit right in between the base model S27 and the S27 Plus, right? S27, the Plus series, is like a 6.7 inches. So this will be a small, I say medium size, because anything bigger than 6.3, or should I say anything 6.3 and smaller, under is a small phone. Anything from 6.4 to 6.6 is a medium sized phone. Anything from 6.7 on up is a big phone. So we now know that the Pro model, we know it's kind of what cameras it's going to have now. So as I mentioned, this is the S27 Ultra you're looking at. Remember, they're going to get a complete new redesign. You're going to get a horizontal camera bar. They're dropping one sensor from 4 in the S26 Ultra down to 3 in the S27 Ultra. Now, you're not only getting a redesign, you're getting all new hardware. So you're getting all new camera sensors. Now, this is proof, this story, that their Pro model is going to have the same hardware as the Ultra model. It's just going to be in a smaller form factor and also not come with an S Pen. So the S27 Pro is tipped to get the all-new 200 megapixel sensor we've all been talking about, that's going to be in the upcoming S27 Ultra. That brand new sensor is going to be also placed in the S27 Pro. And then we also got news that the base model, so the small S27, that's going to get an all-new camera system. So we now know it's going to get 50 megapixel sensors for the ultra wide and telephoto sensors. So I think the base model has 3 sensors as well. So we now know that 2 out of those 3 are going to be brand new 50 megapixel sensors. So Samsung, it looks like we're finally getting the hardware upgrade we've all wanted from Samsung for so long. They're finally going to do it this year. So if you've been holding out, if you got an S23, S22, S24, and you've been holding out on the upgrade, this might be the year that, tips the scales for you, as far as, okay, well, I see, they're bringing all the hardware this year. Remember, you are going to get UFS 5.0 storage with this new system on a chip. You are getting brand new LPDDR6 RAM with this new system on a chip. The only thing we don't know is that the display. Hoping they put a 10-bit display in there, right? If they're going to upgrade everything else, why not upgrade the display as well? Getting all new camera sensors. So could be the spec'd out Samsung flagship we've all been waiting for. So we did get word of that this today. So good news from there. And a little bit of Apple news. The M6 MacBook Pro is getting OLED. Now, I don't think that's really been a secret, but here is just more proof that it essentially has been passing their R&D, their quality control with flying colors. So I know this is a much needed upgrade that so many fans and or users want in a MacBook. The one that I had, that was not I returned it because it, the display, the computer I'm using right now, the HP OmniBook X Flip, beautiful 3K OLED display, 120 hertz refresh rate, LTPO OLED, just like a phone. I freaking love it. You go to a MacBook and you're like, what the hell is this? It looks faded, slow as molasses. I kept on touching the screen because I'm used to touching this display. I'm like, I can't deal with this piece of shit. I'm like, I'm like, why do people pay an arm and a leg for these things when after using it for 5 minutes, I'm like, no, I'm not doing this. Jump back on my OLED, on my Windows computer. Well, MacBooks finally, now this is only going to be in the Pro models. Yeah, they're gonna do you dirty like they normally do. You can only get the cool stuff on the Pro models. They're gonna make you cough up that money, spit up that money, and buy the expensive stuff. Now down the line, you'll eventually get OLEDs. I'm talking way down the line. The Airs, MacBook Airs might get OLEDs, might get touchscreen, but that's like a long ways away. The MacBook Pro series is first going to introduce OLEDs, and then I think a year or two after they introduce OLEDs, I think they will introduce touchscreen. Why would anybody want to use an Apple product? I don't know. They're screwing everybody. But it's OLEDs are right around the corner if you're a Mac user. So you can only look forward to that. Now we're going to do this and then we'll do the giveaway. We'll get out of here. So more proof of the Z Fold 8 Wide. This will be introduced in July with the Z Flip 8 and Z Fold 8. Now, if you look at this, this is a highly anticipated device because Apple is producing an iPhone Ultra. iPhone Ultra is going to be a wide body style, right? It's going to look like a square when you hold it closed, and it's going to open up to essentially like a phone sideways, right? Now, they're holding the screen of the Z Fold 8 Wide horizontal. So it would be like, because it's going to open up like this, right? If this phone just folded in half, that's how it would be if you opened it up and you just started typing on it or watching a YouTube video. The way that this guy is holding the phone would be like this, right? So he essentially rotated it, but that's the display. You can see right there. That's a much better picture. So if you where his thumb is at and his index finger is at, right here and right here. If you drew a line down the center right there, and you folded it down, closed it, folded the top down. Well, actually, that's technically the side. If you folded it in half, you'd have to rotate it. But that's what it would look like. Essentially a square. You open it up and you rotated it where it looks like a phone. But that hole punch, I think this is going to be very interesting. And quite honestly, y'all know I'm not a foldable person. I just can't get, I don't know what it is. I just can't get down with foldables. I'm going to be honest with you. As much as I'm kind of shitting on Samsung lately, I actually like this form factor. And as much as the Moto Razr Fold almost had me at the buy button, right there, this one might have me right there too. In fact, I might actually end up clicking it because this looks freaking cool. It would be like using, but here's the thing, it's pretty wide. Now he would be using it sideways. It looks like a regular phone, but again, it's a foldable, so it would be if you opened it up, it would be like this, right? So, but you can rotate it long ways and you can actually use it like a phone. Now it's wide, so it would almost have to be, you would almost have to still use two hands to use it. It's essentially like a small tablet, right? That's basically what it is. You remember the Nexus 7, the old Nexus 7 tablet? That was a 7-inch display. Well, you used that with two hands, right? Now, it had a huge border around it. I don't know if anybody had a Nexus 7. It had a huge border around, black border. And so you can't really use it with one hand. These have very, very small, thin bezels, but it's still going to be too wide, as we were talking about those curved displays on the OnePlus 13. It's easier to use, right? Just that little bit where it's curved, extra centimeter helps. Well, this is going to be the opposite. This is going to be wide. Essentially going to have to use it with two hands, but it looks great to consume media. So you can use it like a regular phone, or you can tilt it sideways and watch your Netflix, YouTube, NFL, whatever. So it really bugs me that, and I probably will end up not buying it, because Samsung's going to put, see, here's the thing. I think, we do know now it's going to be a 200 megapixel sensor. So Samsung is going to have two sensors on the back. It's going to have the 200 megapixel sensor and a 50 megapixel sensor. Here's the issue. I think it's going to be the same shitty 6-year-old 200 megapixel sensor. I think it's still going to be the same old shitty 50 megapixel sensor that they're going to put on here. And that's what really, really bugs me, is that they're going to charge $2,000 for this. And it's going to have a lithium ion battery, right? Like 4,500 million per hours. It's going to have shitty 5-6-year-old camera sensors in there. Not going to be silicon carbon battery, right? It's like they charge you an arm and a leg, and they give you hardware that's years old, right? And it's like the new sensors we were just talking about for the S27 series. I don't think they're going to be ready for this July for this device. I think Samsung's going to introduce those brand new sensors in the S27 series. So it basically tells us that this Samsung Galaxy Z Fold Wide, Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 8 Wide, god dang, is going to have those old sensors in it. So I probably will not buy it knowing that, but God, that's what bugs me. That's why you got to praise Motorola for throwing everything in the kitchen sink into the Razr Fold, because you're spending a lot of money and they're giving you good hardware, right? So, damn, man, pisses me off. So actually, more than I think about it, I'm not going to buy it. I kind of think I might, but I'm definitely not going to, because I just refuse. Absolutely. It pisses me off the more that I think about it. I refuse to spend $2,000 on a device and they give you subpar hardware. I'm just not going to do it. It's like Pixel this year. I'm not going to buy a Pixel 11. I'm just not going to do it. I'm fed up. I'm just not going to do it, right? For what you pay, they give you way less than the competition. You're essentially selling yourself short. You're playing yourself. Now, that's my opinion. You may buy it and love it, right? And hey, that's all cool. I guess for me, I'm selling myself short. Y'all can do whatever you want, but for me, nah, I refuse now. I absolutely refuse to do it. But we'll see. Stay tuned to the channel. We're going to cover this because it does look cool and I am interested in it, but nah, I'm not going to buy it if they do that. Screw that. All right, let's do this. Let's do this giveaway. We're going to get up on out of here. Let's see here. It was announced Amazon Prime Days in June, but do you have any inside info about when? I'm trying to find a good deal on a Samsung or OnePlus smartphone. No, I don't. Google it and see. The dates might be out there. Or you could do what I do. Just, scour the aftermarket, swap eBay, Facebook Marketplace, Mercari, and just see if you can come across a good deal. And if you do, pull the trigger. If you don't, then just wait another day and check it the next day. Every now and then you'll find sales, see if they have, well, I guess you on a used Samsung or OnePlus. I don't know. That's what I do. But if you want to do a trade-in, go to Best Buy. You can they allow you to trade in stuff on a used OnePlus, on a used Samsung, right? Because they have trade-ins. People that trade in, well, they resell them, so you can at a discount. So you might want to try that as well. But now I have no idea when Amazon's doing their Prime Day, but I'm sure you could find some information out online. The only phone that you've ever had with no hole puncher bezel is the LG Wing. Oh yeah, it pops up and goes sideways. Yeah, probably smarter. You're probably the smartest person in the room. Well, one of them, because I do the complete opposite. But I should do what you do. That's the best thing. It's like buying a car, right? Who buys? Oh, a lot of people buy brand new cars, but as soon as you drive them off the lot, the value goes down, right? It's probably the best idea. So yeah, you're playing it smart. Yeah, and they're still good phones. Y'all, everybody knows that, right? I get a little hyped up on the newest and latest technology, but man, I wanted now, like the flagships that are all out this year, they'll be still good phones a couple years from now, few years from now. You know what I'm saying? So let's do this giveaway, and then we'll get out of here. So everybody do this for me and I'll get it set up. Everybody do this. If you're still watching, put hashtag gift in the chat and I will get this set up. All right, y'all ready? I'll give everybody just another minute or two, because I know there is a short delay here. And then we will get you out of there on this. No, you are not. If you want to enter hashtag gift, you see it streaming on the bottom of the screen there. Type that in. All you gotta do is type it in the chat, and that'll enter you. Perfect timing. Absolute perfect timing. I'll give you another few seconds and then we'll run it here. And it'll work. I'm streaming on both vertical and horizontal on YouTube. You can type it in either one. Either one will work. You don't have to come over to my vertical and do it. Excuse me, to the horizontal and do it. Either one will work. You good? Perfect. All right, let's go. All right. DC Yang in 1977. Congratulations to you. I think you're a new winner. I don't remember seeing your name, your username. So congratulations to you. You're the lucky winner. I'm going to send you Amazon gift card. You can send it right to your account. Or if you don't have Amazon, I can send you a Cash App or whatever you choose. If you're not in the US, they don't have Cash App outside. They have Amazon outside, but anyways, we'll figure it out. Get with me behind the scenes. My contact information is down below in the description box, or my email address is eSIMstudios@gmail.com. eSIMstudios@gmail.com. Hit me up behind the scenes and we'll get you straightened out. So congratulations to you. If you did not win, make sure you subscribe to the eSIM Studios YouTube channel. Subscribe right now, because we're going to do this again tomorrow and again on Monday. So appreciate the time. Everybody have a enjoyable but very safe rest of the evening. And I will see you all back here tomorrow. Peace out. Thanks, Bradley. You too.
Yeah. Woo.
I just need my space right now.
Fresh off the G5 jet, I'm on my way to a brand new